family, my friends, and you could go as broadly as saying all mankind, through my position as a trustee of the Trudeau Institute. Since its founding in 1884, the Trudeau Institute has been committed to improving human health through medical research. Today, the Trudeau Institute is home to dozens of faculty members who all study some aspect of infection and immunity, but across a variety of diseases, not only infectious diseases such as cancer, but also autoimmunity and aging as well. I joined Trudeau Institute's board because I was diagnosed with tuberculosis when I was a young child in China. I'm also a breast cancer survivor, and everyone has to worry about influenza. I didn't know a whole lot about the immune system when I got involved with Trudeau. And I don't know a whole lot about going kosher, except for my Jewish friends and associates. But I learned fast when I catered a friend's bar mitzvah, which is a whole nother story. I do know that the Chinese are the Jews of the East, and that if you want to have a successful Chinese restaurant, that it needs to be established in a Jewish neighborhood. So I set about trying to validate the relationship between going kosher and the immune system to try to bring together those aspects on behalf of human health. Few activities are as instinctive as eating, and few activities have such a profound impact on us physiologically, psychologically, and spiritually. Many people do not give much thought to when, what, and how they eat until their cardiologist tells them to lower their cholesterol, to lose weight, or their friends begin to ask if they're pregnant. And if you're a man, this question is especially disturbing. So from my research, this is what I've learned. I found out that sushi is the ultimate kosher food, and that it was invented not by the Japanese, but by a rabbi to conform to Jewish dietary laws. The prohibition against meat and milk also serves to remind us where our food comes from. The meat is from a dead animal and the milk from a living animal. And that's why we don't eat them together. The Hebrew word for charity, which I won't try to pronounce, is correctly translated as justice. We do not look to giving to the poor as something beyond the call of duty. In fact, we perceive it as simple justice. Hence, we can understand why the Torah prohibits a Jewish farmer from eating the produce of his own field until he's given tithe to those without land of their own. He's not being asked to be extra nice. He is being commanded to be just. There's no question that the Jewish dietary law has contributed to the survival as a distinct nation as well. Jews all over the world have common dietary patterns. When you eat kosher, French cuisine, for example, you know that the meat is not pork and that the animals have been slaughtered according to law. Jews meet each other at the local kosher bakery as they shop in the same stores and their own butchers. These laws are a major force in maintaining unity, acting as a social barrier against assimilation and creating a feeling of community amongst the people. So is it a myth or is it a reality that going kosher protects and maintains and makes the immune system stronger? I don't know. But I do understand now that dietary laws allow Jews to enjoy the pleasures of the physical world, but in such a way that you sanctify and elevate that pleasure through consciousness and sensitivity, recognizing that the essential human need is not found in food, drink, or comfort alone, but in meaning. Judaism, through the dietary laws, injects meaning into even something as commonplace and instinctive as eating. And I thank you all for being here tonight. But I just want to add one additional point to Rabbi Gordon's point about the importance of the number 8. In the Chinese culture, number 8 is the most lucky number in our culture. And if we can do everything in powers of 8, then our power in terms of our impact to all mankind is much stronger. Thank you.
Patricia, you should have been a rabbi. Our next honorees are Doctors Maxim and Sophia Shapiro, and they are receiving the Public Service and Go Kosher Tribute Award. First, a little bit about Maxim. He is currently at NYU Medical Center. He is a fellow in the radiology, neurology, neuroradiology combined program. And his wife, Dr. Sophia Shapiro, is at Mount Sinai Medical Center, a first-year fellow in pediatric endocrinology. Both Maxim and Sophia were born in the previous Soviet Union, where Jewish education was virtually non-existent. Traditional Judaism was not a part of their lives. Slowly over time, through many series of events and divine providence, they have made Judaism a real part of their life. Go Kosher koshered their kitchen in December of 2005, and they both serve as sterling examples of excellence, synthesizing their professional and spiritual lives into the wonderful, warm Jewish couple that they are. You inspire us. Thank you.
Maxim is specializing in. There is an incredible field called interventional neuroradiology. Not too many people enter this field. When a patient is undergoing an acute stroke, there is a very brief window of opportunity where one can put a tiny little catheter up into the arteries of the brain and attempt to clear clot, fix leaking blood vessels, and do other truly magnificent things to save people's brains. Maxim, all the luck in the world. Just the thought of being able to, on one occasion, at one point in one's life, do something that can change the whole future for an individual is a very profound thought. So, good luck. Good luck to you too, Sophia. Pediatric endocrinology is not quite as dramatic, but it certainly has a place. It's a This is to Doctors Maxim and Sophia Shapiro in recognition of your dedication and leadership, striving for excellence in the field of medicine. We also salute the spiritual changes you have made in your lives, serving as role models for others to follow. Great. Picture? Oh, we got Kavi too. Okay. Enough of the pictures.
Yeah, okay.
Who's going to take the microphone? Both of you together? A duet?
Thank you so very much. I guess to think that, to say that this, to be here is an honor for us is truly an understatement. I think our family and many families like us have truly witnessed a miracle in just the past few decades. You know, if my grandmother or my parents could imagine that we would be here in this country, in this city, in this borough, in this museum right now, I think just to think of it is a true miracle that Hashem has worked. We come from many generations ago from religious families, but we were brought up in conditions that, as Rabbi Lubavitch mentioned, were really almost atheist conditions. And you know, I think our parents and our grandparents were spiritual people, and our spiritual people were Hashem, but we didn't obviously have the opportunities to develop that. And we are so grateful to the Jewish community, the Lubavitch community in particular, for doing so much, first to get us here before the Soviet Union fell apart. There were so many